Hi everyone! Welcome to another series of our bariatric cooking classes. Today I'm going to show you how to make some simple egg muffins that you can bake in the oven. Let me show you how it's done. So the first step is to heat up a skillet. You could use an 8-inch skillet. This is 10-inch, but if you use an 8-inch skillet that's oven safe, you could use that same skillet to cook your eggs in the oven, to finish the eggs in the oven. But I'm going to actually transfer my eggs to like a muffin pan. So that's why for me it doesn't really matter what skillet I'm using. First I'm going to cook off a 1/4 cup of red onion, or any onion that you have at home would work. Even green onions would be good. Honestly, these vegetables, it's all interchangeable. Don't worry about having to go to the grocery store and actually get whatever I'm showing you here. Look at your fridge. Anything that you have in there would work on eggs. Almost every single vegetable works really well with eggs. Just having some kind of onion is good for that flavor. But then the rest, I mean, you can do whatever you have in your refrigerator. All right. Since these are burning up a little bit more than I would like them, I'm going to go ahead and add the next ingredient, which is the red bell pepper. This is a whole red bell pepper that I diced. And we just want to cook this until it's completely soft. And the onions are going to still continue to cook, but this helps prevent the onions from browning any further, which is not what I'm usually trying to brown the onions, but not so much this time. So now we're just going to cook this for a couple of minutes until the peppers, we feel they have softened up a bit. Now that the red bell peppers are softer, I'm going to add broccoli. This is about 3/4 cup of broccoli, and I cut it really tiny because I want to make sure that when I'm taking a bite with my fork that it's not this huge broccoli floret going into my mouth. And they're going to shrink a little bit. So we're going to cook these also until they're soft. And by the way, I forgot to mention that the oven has been preheating to 400 degrees. So definitely get that going while you're doing the prep work of cutting your veggies and all. So that's ready to go. Alright, so to help finish up the broccoli cooking to prevent the vegetables from getting more brown, I'm going to add a little bit of water, and this steam will help speed up the cooking process of the broccoli. So I'll leave it another minute like that. That was about a tablespoon of water. You don't need much, just enough to create that steam, and that helps cook the broccoli through a little bit quicker. Okay, now we're going to season our vegetables to taste. So I'm going to sprinkle some salt here. And a little bit of ground black pepper. My family doesn't like too much black pepper, so all of this is to taste. You could even add some garlic powder to this if you want to get real savory with your frittata, or even to kick it up a notch, you can add some red pepper flakes. It really is up to you. Alright, now we're going to remove these vegetables so they don't cook any further to a separate dish and just leave them there for now. So here are the cooked vegetables. Now what we're going to do is scramble up the eggs. I have 8 eggs, 4 whole eggs, and 4 egg whites. By doing half egg whites, we cut back on the amount of fat that we get from the yolks. So this is going to be lower calorie than a regular frittata that might use, you know, just whole eggs. So we're gonna whisk these up nicely. And I'm going to season the eggs as well. I season the veggies, but I do want the eggs to have some seasoning to them. All right. And just a touch of black pepper here for us. Really not much. All right. Mix that up. Now we're going to add back our veggies. Beautiful. And shredded cheese. I have a 1/3 of a cup of reduced fat sharp cheddar cheese. Sharp cheddar cheese has some salt to it, of course. If you use shredded mozzarella cheese, it has less salt content, so just keep that in mind when you're seasoning your eggs. If you use the mozzarella, it's gonna taste a little more bland if you don't adjust the salt appropriately. We're gonna incorporate this evenly. And we'll see how many muffins we get out of this. Of course, it just depends on how much of the egg mixture we put in each muffin slot, let's say, each muffin cup. All right, so this is incorporated. I'm going to bring in my muffin pan, and I'm going to use non-stick cooking spray. I think at most I'm gonna get maybe 4 here. So I'm gonna spray 4. And I might need the help of a spoon to evenly distribute the veggies. Let me go get that. I'm actually going to use this 1/3 cup measuring cup that I used earlier to measure the cheese. That way I can try and sort of evenly distribute the veggies between these 4 slots. Here we go. All right, perfect. So these lasted 20 minutes in the oven, 400-degree oven. And what I did is I made sure that I pulled it, even though I was jiggling it and it did look set, I still saw some egg that was raw on the top. So I didn't pull it out until I saw every single little bit of egg that was on the top completely cooked. All right, so just letting you know. Remember, it's not so much about the time, but just how it looks. All right, and I actually expected them to be done quicker. I was thinking, well, I'm dividing the mixture between different muffin tins, so there's more surface area but actually it makes sense that they took a little longer than expected because they were pretty deep, and being deep means it's going to take a little longer to cook. So all of this is going to vary depending on the pan that you use. All right, so I'm going to transfer this to a dish and then let's cut it to see how it looks inside. Actually, I think they're going to look prettier on this cutting board. So I'm just going to lay them here. And you know, you could even make these with the intention of letting them cool down completely and then keeping them in the refrigerator as prepped breakfast for the week. Or you could even try and freeze them and see how that works out for you. I do want to let you know, I forgot to mention, once I remove these from the oven, I let them cool down quite a bit. Like 5 to 10 minutes, they're going to deflate. They kind of come back down. That's normal because they rise when they're cooking, then they go back down. That's totally normal. All right, so let's give this a nice cut. I want to cut it right in half to see how it looks inside. Wow, that looks amazing. Look at all the vegetables, the broccoli, the red pepper in there. I can see the melted cheese. You could even add some ham to this if you wanted to. You could even leave some of the cheese for the inside of the mixture, and then the rest you could melt it on top, whatever you prefer. You see how simple this recipe is? And what I love about it is you can customize it to your preference. You can change up the vegetables or even add some ham or some turkey sausage and make it your own. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.